activist. He brings a conservative point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. It is Wednesday, Double Barrel J's Wednesday, and I got the one, the only mind of Jamal. How are you doing?
Well, I'm ready to get the show started, making sure everything is okay over here so I can be loud, clear, ready to fling.
How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody is doing well. Let me tell you something. It's a beautiful day. Trump is president, so it's a beautiful day.
Yes,
Absolutely
it
is. Make sure you guys do me a favor, a small favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. We're going to need your help, all right? We got a lot to discuss tonight. And let me tell you something. It's about to be fire. Absolute fire.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we got a lot to discuss. If you've seen the description of the show, you know it is absolutely fire. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, so you make sure you share to your favorite spots. All right. Yeah, and then if you see a liberal or two, you go ahead and you drop that link for them too. You get what I'm saying? We want to educate everybody. You get what I'm saying? We about equality here. You get what I'm saying? Jamal, you about equality, right, sir?
Oh, yes. I believe in equal rights and equal lefts.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Besides that, here in Minnesota, let me go ahead and tell you about the weather. The weather's like a woman. We were in the 50s and 60s last week. Man, it was beautiful. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you, very beautiful. And now it's cold. It's shivering. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I've been slapped once or twice by the wind. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't. So I'm thinking about, giving the weather, some flowers or something. Brighten up, the weather's day a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully,
down
around
here,
your area, it's
warm.
real nice.
It's been pretty warm down here, Jermaine. Like today was in like high 70s. Well, low 70s, but it was warm. I had to come out of my hoodies because usually when I'm at work, I wear two hoodies together so that way I can keep my clothes clean. Man, I came up out of there. It felt good.
I know it did. My son right now, he's on break. And,
okay.
He went with my ex-wife to Florida.
Oh,
yeah. Man, I'm telling you, they in Orlando, Florida right now. He's telling me about the weather. He's getting sand between his toes. I'm like, you better stop it, boy. Yeah. Christmas and all them is coming up. You better stop it. So he cut back a little bit about the gloating. But, what can I say? I'm a sucker for good weather. I see we got everybody in the house right now. Thank the Lord. I am ready to fly. How about you, sir?
I'm ready to cook. It's been a good week. And I'm finally got my blood sugar where it needs to be. And I feel good. Really, really good.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. You know, I feel fantastic as well. Hopefully, you guys do too. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you do share. First one up here, ladies and gentlemen. First one up. I want to go ahead here and speak to you guys about something that is taking a hold of the internet right now. And it has to deal with gang and crime. Believe it or not. There has been a big arrest in South California, South LA right now. All right. The Rollin 60s Crips. All right. Big story right now. They're arresting all the leaders right now over there. Yeah. Big indictment on them. Arresting the leaders. Big U, Brick Baby, all the gangsters that are online touting about their crimes and, you know, them being Crips and all that jazz. Let me tell you something. It's all coming to an end. I want to go ahead and run this story, and when it comes back, I want to speak about this because I believe this is the start of something here. I really do. And I believe that if this keeps going, we could clean up an industry that it has been plaguing America for a while. Let me go ahead and run this. When it comes back, we shall speak about it. Make sure you guys do your due diligence. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right, here we go.
Right now at 11, a big announcement from federal authorities about the Rollin 60s neighborhood Crips gang in South LA. Detectives have arrested multiple people, and this morning they're still looking for others. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Annabelle Sedano. Let's get right to it. We have live team coverage of this breaking news. NBC4's Michelle Vyas is in Westwood with more on the arrest. But let's get started with Alex Rozier. He was at that press conference and joins us live from downtown LA. Alex.
Yeah, they talked a lot about a number of people in this press conference, but the main focus was on a man named Eugene Henley. The feds say he committed a series of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the murder of a rapper in 2021. But this same man, Eugene Henley, is known throughout the Los Angeles community. He's been involved with work, including youth charities, and the feds say he did it all to further his own criminal enterprise.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles, funding a South LA-based charity, developing options, which purports to help at youth risk escape gang life and escape the perils of gangs in high crime areas. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Eugene Henley, now considered a wanted fugitive. In the past, he's produced TV series. He has nearly 300,000 followers on Instagram, and he ran this charity. The feds say the charity received donations from celebrities, even government agencies, for what was described as charitable work. But the feds say he was still very involved in a much larger crime ring. And it wasn't just Henley that they're looking for. They've already made several arrests in connection with his alleged crimes. 4 people named in the criminal complaint are already in custody. The details of the alleged crimes were just released in dozens of pages of court documents that we are about to go through here. But the big headline right now is that Eugene Henley, a longtime self-proclaimed community activist, is now a fugitive. The FBI, among other agencies, looking for him and several other people involved in a much wider-ranging crime ring. We'll have details much later today on the NBC4 News beginning at 3 o'clock. But for now, reporting live, I'm Alex Rozier, NBC4 News.
Bow. I'm going to stop it right there. Man, oh man, brother. Let me tell you something. It's going down. Down, baby. Let me tell ya. Big U, leader of the Rollin 60s Crips, South LA. He's on the run right now, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the run. The reason why this is such a big story, okay, it's not that they're just a gang being caught up, all right? It's a big story because Big U, let me tell you something, he is connected to a lot of the entertainment industry. He's connected to VH1, MTV. He has a music label, okay? He puts out a charity every year telling people to put down the guns. Put them down! Right?
Yeah, pick them up for him.
Pick him up for him. Absolute brother, what you think? He telling folks to put down the guns and God started to come and work for him. What do you think here?
Jermain, I'm going to play this real short, quick video, and it's going to tell you everything. Jermain, have people forgot about Death Row? Suge Knight?
Oh, yeah. Yup.
Back in the 1990s, you had somebody called Suge Knight. He was a blood. He ran L.A., and he was the one that did all this stuff, the exact same thing. These people claim to turn over all these new leaves, then next thing you know, they doing stuff like this. Nobody is shocked. Nobody is shocked except them.
Yep.
They play the government because nobody wants to tell them, hey, the black community allows this element inside because the black community spend too much time trying to make bad good.
Good, absolutely.
Okay, when they know this man who was rolling Crip and all this, you mean to tell me nobody was looking to him? And it's about time. Think how much damage the Bloods and the Crips have done.
Oh,
think about it. How much have the Blood and Crips done in the black community? Shootings, killings, tearing it down. It says he was responsible for a rapper being shot in 2021. Are they talking about Nipsey Hussle?
Yep.
That's the boy name?
That's exactly who they speaking about, Nipsey Hussle.
So this man orchestrated the death of Nipsey Hussle?
Yep.
So are we shocked? We in the black community have elevated these people. If he changed, fine. But you mean nobody noticed anything about him?
They knew. Brother, they knew. Let me tell you something. They knew and they kept their mouth shut. Because Big U was supplying the drugs.
Yep.
And he was supplying the 304s that was running around there. Let me tell you. A lot of it they're going after, ladies and gentlemen, is the human trafficking, sex trafficking. All right? He's connected to a podcast called No Jumper.
God.
Yeah, have you guys heard of the No Jumper podcast? It's pretty popular in the mainstream. There's a white guy named Adam 22. He's married to a porn star named Lena. And he allows, apparently black guys to screw his wife on camera. But besides that, besides the screwing of the wife and stuff like that, he's the, the leader of this organization called No Jumper, which is a podcast. And they interview a lot of gang folks on that podcast. And Big U was a part of that podcast. He sends some of his, his cronies down there to represent, for the Crips on that podcast. And through No Jumper, through the music label, through a lot of TV shows, right? Some of your biggest TV shows that a lot of people watch, like Love and Hip Hop. How many of you guys love Love and Hip Hop? You see the black women with the Negro pins on there with the crazy hair hats and stuff like that. Yeah, brother, don't you laugh. These Negro pins are real. You get what I'm saying? They absolutely real. Let me tell you something. They up on there fighting, pulling their hair, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. He's part of that ordeal. Now, one of the things that I think here is that this is not just a one-off. I believe that they're going after a lot of the music industry, primarily the rap industry. Rap is right now encrusted, right? It's filled with criminals. You just can't get around it. Yeah, they're getting caught by speaking about the crimes on wax is what they call it, right? Or on quote unquote on instrumental. They speak about the crimes they do on the music. Ain't that crazy, right? Self-snitching. Well, yeah, this snitching stuff they've been doing has been getting a lot of rappers caught. You get what I'm saying? A lot of them are getting caught, thrown in prison because they snitching on themselves. And what's going on is that they're, FBI and a lot of these law enforcement agencies are starting to see what I've been speaking about for a very long time, is that these criminal enterprises are raking in millions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen, by promoting evil things in the United States here. Let me tell you, promoting drug use, killing, gang life, gangs, everything through their music, and they're raking in millions of dollars to further their criminal enterprise. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have to go out on the street corner and sell you a 20 bag of rock. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, the 20 bag of rock has now been transformed into a gosh darn stream. It's been transformed into a gosh darn music song. You get what I'm saying? So the drugs right now have been transformed into digital. They're digital drugs now. Yeah, and they're called rap music. And when you see Negroes listen to rap music, you can tell they on drugs, right? They got the headphones on and going like this, talking to themselves when they're walking down the street, acting like they on some sort of meth. Brother, last words, what you think about this?
At the end of the day, nobody's shocked. Nobody's shocked. They have seen these rappers come up, these former drug kingpins. What do they do with their money? They make a record label so they can wash the drug money into the record label and give a few chickens out for Christmas. Yep. I know a way to make people feel like we're doing something good. We'll get some chickens out for Christmas. Where do they get that from? Oh, I'll tell you, they got it from another drug dealer who was made into a movie. Nino Brown.
There you go.
Nino giving out turkeys. Hey, Pookie, get yourself clean, give you a job.
Mm-hmm.
So this is nothing new. In our community, we spend too much time promoting those that have torn our community down. We put them on a pedestal. They continue to do what they do and just export us and black people. Look, yo, what y'all talking about Snoop? Snoop a changed man. Snoop need to stop talking about Crips like that.
Yep.
Because he's promoting what's destroying the neighborhood. But why y'all talking about Republicans? Y'all a bunch of coons and house niggas. Yeah. But they're talking about the people and promoting the people who are actually destroying the black community.
Absolutely. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Kel Bella 823 donated on Rumble. Shout out to you. Get the custom Bella 823. Absolutely. Thank you, sweetheart. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. That segment was very important for the simple reason is that we have too many organizations, folks who are doing this crap where they believe that people believe that they have changed. They're doing quote unquote community activism work, and all behind that community activism work is the criminal enterprise. They do that here in Minneapolis, right? Hey, let's go ahead and throw a basketball fund up. After school programs. After school programs are a very good way to funnel money. That's why I speak about after school programs so much, because I want that to be put in the English lexicon right in the front. I want people to know what it is. I want people to know how a lot of these politicians funnel money through these type of programs. So hopefully this won't be in one-off. It will go down the road and they start catching a lot of these criminals. Next one up here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and show you guys a video that is absolutely crazy. Okay, a couple walked into Los Campos here in Minneapolis, all right, East Lake Street. They walked in, and they were met with a hell of fighting. Let me tell y'all, hell of Hail Marys. You get what I'm saying? Hell of Hail Marys. I want you guys to take a look at this when it come back. I want to speak to you guys about it, all right? Yeah. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
Bro, that's crazy. He's not even stopping them. Oh.
We're on the Black Wilderness and their natural
They're fighting in the jungle.
What you need is a monkey symbol. Like a bunch of monkeys find gorillas.
Bro, that's so crazy.
This happened here in Minneapolis. All right, this happened here in Minneapolis. East Lake Street. Now, if you're familiar with Minneapolis and East Lake Street, this type of stuff goes on all the time over there. A lot of shooting, a lot of killing, a lot of misbehavior.
My God.
I want to know from you, how do we stop this type of crap? You see how the black women are fighting each other? You know, I swear you would think that they were in prison or they were in the jungle somewhere fighting for some bananas. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
How do we stop this type of crap? How come I don't see, Asians doing this? How come Chun-Li and them ain't doing this?
Italians.
How come Pooh and them ain't doing this? How come every time I turn on the phone, I open up Google, I gosh darn it, just open my eyes, I see this type of crap. What's going on?
Well, of course, blimey. You want to know what we're going to see today? Like, we're going to see the Negro woman. That's right. We're going to go and see her in her natural habitat. Man, the way this stops is public humiliation. And when I mean public humiliation, I mean public humiliation. And you know what it takes? All it takes is some skinny, blonde-haired, don't go out and tan white girl and some white dude showing this on TV and say, what is wrong with these people? Why do these people act like that? Well, I don't know. And it will make them jealous. It will make them hate. And you know what you'll start seeing black folk do? Start controlling themselves. Because look, Jermain, over the past 20, 30 some years, white folk, I hate to tell you, y'all got nice. Y'all's didn't want to put images like this out on the news.
Yep, they didn't.
We ain't trying to. Why y'all always trying to put imagery of black people in a bad light? So you stop showing stuff like this. Well, guess what? This is the light the black community wants to show for itself. So make black folk have that conscious of white folk laughing at you and embarrassing.
Yep.
And black folk will start getting themselves because they will hate to hear somebody white say, man, slavery ain't got nothing to do with this, so that they can be able to keep their victim slavery card. Oh, slavery hurt us. They're going to start controlling the community.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Shame has been taken away in our society, and we need it back.
Yes.
One thing I know, if white folks as a whole started putting this type of stuff out there, there's one thing I know about blacks than anybody else. Let me tell you. They don't like to be made fun of in front of white people. That's something that blacks don't want at all.
Yes.
They don't want that at all. You start showing this type of stuff on TV, you will see black folks start shaping up. Absolutely. You think I'm playing? Because it's not being shown, ladies and gentlemen, black folks are under the cover of darkness, fighting, doing the most. But you start showing this type of stuff on mainstream TV, and you see how animalistic it is. You see the way I'm doing it, right? I do it. I show this, and I'll show animal sounds along with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
I
funny.
used to do that. Hold on.
That's
when
funny.
I first started, let me tell you something. I used to have a National Geographic music, and then I'll show fight videos like this. Yeah, brother, you think of, National Geographic. Yeah, National Geographic. And then you'll see black folk fighting like gorillas and hyenas in the stores. Let me tell you. And when you start doing stuff like that, black folks start shaping up. Last words on this here.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you who else can say something about it and shame black folk. Mexicans, Hispanics, especially those ones that come over here and say, we hear all these people talking about we taking their jobs. Are we taking these people's jobs? Migo, are we taking these people's jobs? No, they worry about people taking their welfare check. If people start humiliating the black community the way we deserve to be humiliated, it would stop. This type of behavior, simple and plain, Jermaine, needs to be shown so people can see how embarrassed and how the black community has failed. So we can stop hearing about we need retribution. We need God, what's that word? Our word black folk always talking about. Dang, I can't even say it, for slavery. Reparations. We need reparations.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all need
one of
no
the money words.
Yeah. So and you need to have some Mexicans like, hey, white people, who would you rather have, us, or on the restaurant, or them?
I'm telling you, it will shape them up. It shall shape them up. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Yvette Romick. I know that's you, sweetheart.
Auntie.
Donated, says sending you some sunshine. Shout out to you. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right. Yeah, I know white folks out there. I know you guys got some other problems, but this is the type of problem that is affecting all of us. You get what I'm saying? When they fighting like that, slinging mud and poop, let me tell you something. Your stuff, your clothes mess up. Shoot. Next one up. I want to speak to you guys about a pastor. Oh yeah, this pastor is in the limelight, and it's about it should be about something good, but gosh darn it, nowadays to get in the limelight you gotta do something bad. This pastor, ladies and gentlemen, was assaulted. Oh yeah.
Threatened.
Yeah, was in the street, ladies and gentlemen, street preaching, and a trans woman pulled the gun on a pastor.
A man pulled the gun on a pastor.
A man. There you go. See, I'm stuck in the delusion. You see me?
You's a boy.
And apparently,
I'm gonna download that clip.
You know, the man, the quote unquote trans woman, got upset because the preacher said God made men to be men and women to be women. I want you guys to take a look at this. When it come back, we shall discuss it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Here we go.
And start to humble yourself and be somebody that God made you to be. He didn't make a man to be a woman. He made the man to be a man. He didn't make the woman to be a man. He made the woman to be a woman. And this is the truth. What are you going to do? Come attack me now?
I should.
Hey, man. That's up to you. If you want to pull that on me, well, God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my face. Man, Lord have mercy on you. This means that you don't even know who you are. Nope, I still love you. Even though you pulled a gun on me, I still love you. I still bless you. Being like somebody you're not and start to humble yourself and be somebody that God made you to be. He didn't make a man to be a woman. He made the man to be a man. He didn't make the woman to be a man. He made the woman to be a woman. And this is the truth. What are you going to do? Come attack me now?
I should.
Hey, man. That's up to you. If you want to pull that on me, well, God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my face. Man, Lord have mercy on you. This means that you don't even know who you are. Nope, I still love you. Even though you pulled a gun on me, I still love you. I still bless you.
Thank God for the resilience of that pastor. Man, oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you got to think about that? Ain't that wild? Ain't that crazy? Let me tell you, it is gosh darn crazy. Jamal, the pastor is just, quoting what's in the Bible. He's interpreting what's in the Bible there. It seems to me that there's folks in the world who are upset about what's in the Bible. They're also upset with people's way of, seeing the world, right? The left, they claim to be the tolerant folks, right? They always claim to be tolerant. But as you can see, that they are the most intolerant folks around, especially the ones that call themselves trans. What do you think about this here, sir?
It's ma'am. It's ma'am. I'm a lady.
Oh, Lord.
No. Look. You ain't no lady. You's a dude. He's a dude. You know what, Jermaine? I hope that man go to jail for pulling that gun on that man, because you don't play around with a gun. All jokes aside, because me and you both have been in the military and we both have firearms. If he would have slipped or something would have happened, that was a man been shot. When you sit there and you point, people point the gangster point. One thing about the gangster point, you don't hit nothing. You hit innocent people. If that man would have moved and jumped, scared, he would have hit that gun and shot. Look how close he got to him with that gun. And the reason, and just look, if anything could have happened, anything, and people say, well, it probably ain't real. It's a Costco gun. It probably ain't real. No. You cannot sit here and continue to let these people do this stuff and get away with it. He needs to be in jail for doing this. Jermaine, I'm going to bring this up because I mentioned it before, and I'm going to do another video on it. You ever heard the story of the donkey and a lion and a tiger? Okay, well, the story is about a donkey, lion, and tiger, how the lion and how the donkey and the tiger's arguing about the sky, and the donkey's like, the sky's green. But the point is, when people who are in charge do nothing and allow people to get away with stuff like that, it doesn't make it better. It makes it worse. Yeah. Right there. Notice how it is walking down the street and everybody's just been trained not to look.
Yeah, they didn't even do nothing.
Not to look. That's a problem. That's when your country, it has true tyranny. Think about it. That's true tyranny, because that's the state coming doing something and you don't do nothing about it. Yep. Everybody just turn around and look down, but they ain't trying to be bothered.
Ain't trying to be bothered. And you're absolutely correct. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you, in China, okay, Xi Jinping and them, can you go into the street and point a gun at a person and get away with it? No. Yeah, you can't do it in China.
Nope.
You can't do it in China, ladies and gentlemen. You can't do it in Tehran, right? You go to the Middle East and try it. Right?
Yeah, ain't gonna.
You can't even sing. You can't even sing in the streets. I want folks to understand that. You can't even sing in the streets. But here in America, you can walk up and point a gun. You can look crazy as this person right here. Walk up and point a gun to a person and then just walk off and nothing happens to you. That's the type of world we're living in right now. He could have been killed right there. And I guarantee if he probably would have gotten killed, the person probably could have just walked off. Who would stop him? I don't think anybody would stop him, because nobody stopped this POS from doing this. Just walked off. And we're so, how can I say, we're so docile in a sense where if anybody go up to this person and challenge this person, they would back down because they don't want to be called, some sort of homophobe or transphobe or something. This is what's happening here in America. We can't stand up and do the right thing because they have shamed the people standing up doing what is right. And when we shame what is right, how can we shame what is wrong? It's just a simple question. Brother, if we shame what is right, how can we shame what is wrong? Last words.
Here's the thing. This type of behavior should have never been made comfortable. What we are seeing is a steady trend, Jermaine. If you are a liberal Democrat, you get emotional. They say you're emotional and you just expressing yourself and you just let your emotions get the best of you. No, these people have problems. He should be locked up for that. They should have him on TV. If they, they should have the trans man up there saying, we're gonna make sure we hunt him down and lock him up for pulling a gun, because you should not be stopping people from what they want to do. Is tolerance. You notice it's never that side demanding tolerance from their side.
Never.
Notice it's never their side. Now one of them that's saying we need to be tolerant, because they will tell you they don't have to be tolerant of intolerance, giving themselves a way out. See, they find a way to get themselves out of what they're doing. And this man needs to be locked up and thrown away, because you don't pull a gun and point it at somebody's head like this for it to go off and kill them because you don't like that he's preaching a word and you don't like the scripture. Ignore it.
You just can't. You just can't make it up. You just can't. The left, they're not tolerant at all. Just like the bugger that just came in on the Rumble right there. But that person probably a white liberal, probably wearing a small shirt in their mama's basement. You get what I'm saying? Scrounging up change. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do share. All right? Make sure you do share. Next one up. I want to show you guys. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I'm going to show you guys an employee that kicks out a couple for being Trump supporters. Yeah, remember the left says they're tolerant, right? Yeah, they say they're tolerant. Let's see how tolerant they are.
I don't respect your vote. I don't respect the shirt. Get the fuck out.
Well, yeah, but do you? I was weird.
No, I don't respect your vote. I don't respect the shirt. Get the fuck out.
Does that have to do with anything what someone wears? I'm wearing a Carhartt shirt. I'm blue collar.
Yeah.
I spend hundreds of dollars a year a month. You're kicking me out because I'm a Trumper.
Well, yeah, but do you?
One more time.
No,
this is in Minnesota.
I don't respect your vote. I don't respect the shirt. Get the fuck out.
Does that have to do with anything what someone wears? I'm wearing a Carhartt shirt. I'm blue collar.
Yeah.
I spend hundreds of dollars a year a month. You're kicking me out because I'm a Trumper.
Bow. So there you go. That is the tolerant left, ladies and gentlemen. That's the tolerant left. Right? They're tolerant of everything except for your views. Views that contradict theirs. Brother, what do you think about this? How come, in a sense, we haven't seen videos of people on the right kicking out lefties? You know, I've seen so many videos of the tolerant left kicking out folks on the right, but it's never the other end. Why is that? I mean, what's going on with that?
Because the word tolerance is actually, when it comes to Democrats, a synonym for compromise. They want you to compromise what you believe in order for them to get a position. And then once they get that position, they turn around and attack you. That's what they do. Every time you see them use tolerant, we just want you to be tolerant. Nobody's asking you to officiate a gay wedding. Well, they were demanding people officiate a gay wedding when they went to go buy a license. They were asking people, forcing people to take pictures, make a cake. Everything they ever said they didn't want or ain't happening, happened. And when you got this man who's in a restaurant, I mean, it's not even his. See, that's the key.
Yep.
It's not his restaurant. But what these liberal activists do is use the company to go after the patrons they don't like. That's why so many liberals take business management. That's why they try to take business management and things like that, so they can get in position to take the company and use it against their opponents.
I'm telling you. And I want people to understand, this employee got fired.
Good.
Yeah. They got fired. You know, yeah, let me go ahead and show that. Yeah, we're gonna do a clap on that one.
Good.
We're gonna do a clap on that one. I think that more companies need to start doing that. They need to not be tolerating any stuff like this. You should be able to go into any restaurant and eat without being persecuted because you're wearing a Trump shirt. I think that's absolutely wrong and it's messed up. But here in America, it happens too often, where we got people on the left who want to be quote unquote life activists. Instead of them to join an organization and for them to, you know, put their heart where their mouth is, they're in their own life at people's establishments and private property doing stuff like this. It shouldn't be tolerated at all. I don't see this type of stuff coming from the folks on the right. And brother, don't folks on the right, don't we own more establishments than the folks on the left? I mean, yeah. I would think so. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think that lefties, you know, have that many establishments like that. If you go and speak to most folks who own an establishment, you're going to speak to a Republican. You're going to speak to a conservative. You're going to speak to a walking, talking, thinking American. That's who you're going to speak to. You're not going to speak to a crazy person like that person who kicked out the Trump supporters. So I'm saying here is that, you know, the liberal left has to, you know, basically do what they preach. They have to, you know. People are getting sick and tired of it. In Minnesota, it's liberal land. So I want folks to understand this type of stuff happened all day in Minnesota. If you're a Republican, most of the time you probably want to move out the city. It's going to be less crime and less blacks blaming you for gosh darn racism. Yeah, you move out the city, get yourself, and plus the houses in the country are a lot better anyway. A lot bigger. You ain't got to deal with the riffraff of the city. So, brother, last words on this, y'all.
You know what? This stuff right here makes people move and not come back now. But we got to acknowledge what the owner did. The owner fixed the situation. The owner came and said, "What are you doing? How dare you? No, you're fired. Get out. We'll apologize. This is how you handle it. When you find out somebody did something like this, you don't bring him in the office and say, listen, I understand that Donald Trump makes people passionate. He brings out emotions, some good and some bad, because some people, they love him and some people hate him. But we can't do that here. No, get out, grab your stuff, go. How dare you treat one of my customers like this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't allow my customers to be treated like this, regardless of who you vote for. You can come in here with a Kamala hat on, or you can come in here with a Make America Great Again hat on. I don't care. May I serve you? That's what we do here.
Yep.
Now hit the road, Jack, and cuss him out and tell him goodbye. And by the way, you're not getting your last paycheck because we had customers walk out and I got to pay for that food.
Absolutely. Shout out to Roxanne Ekman. She says, seems like the Democrats are dead. All that's left is radicals running the show. And she's absolutely correct. You know, what happened to the classical liberals? You know, I don't see any classical liberals anymore. I don't see any common sense liberals anymore. All I see is radicals like AOC running the show. You know, it's like, who is the most radicalist? You get what I'm saying? They're trying to overdo each other, ladies and gentlemen. Outdo each other. That's what they're doing. Who can be the most craziest? That's what it seemed like. So we shall see. We shall see if this gets solved here in America. And I think it'll get solved by liberals on the left standing up, the common sense ones, and really, you know, putting an end to this. Hey, we're not going to do that. We don't want to be looked at like this. We need them. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Next one up, I want to go ahead and speak to you guys about protesters in Syracuse. The protesters right now in Syracuse, they're protesting against Elon Musk. Elon Musk got a lot of stuff going on. He just had his 14th child. Let me tell you, a baby mama after baby mama. I guess when you're rich, you can have baby mamas like that. You get what I'm saying? Your billionaire child support ain't knocking you down that much. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so you got baby mama after baby mama. But he take care of his kids though.
Yeah.
Some of you guys out there, some of you men out there, Jermain, I got to. Yeah, he take care of his kids though. And his baby mamas. He trying to get them all on one compound. You get what I'm saying? A lot of guys' dreams, let me tell you. But besides that, let me move away from the baby mama and children. He's getting chased by an assassin. Yeah, assassin want to get his ass. Yeah, assassins after him. You got protesters after him. Gosh darn baby mamas, children. the air, the wind, fire, brimstone, everything. I want to go ahead and run this when it come back. I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Elon Musk. Protesters are protesting. Take a look.
If you were traveling on South Clinton Street this morning, you may have noticed this group of protesters at the federal building. The crowd protesting Elon Musk's role in the second Trump administration.
We're here to protest DOGE and the allowance of an unelected person such as Elon Musk to be taking over our government. It's our government, and our government is here for a reason. That's why we pay taxes, is to support the people of the United States of America.
Musk is currently serving as a senior advisor to President Trump. This is the second protest against Musk in the last 2 days. On Friday, a large crowd gathered to protest the billionaire at the Tesla Service Center in Fayetteville.
Bow. What do you guys think about that? So apparently, this woman is a result of propaganda from the liberal left. CNN, MSNBC, those folks, Satan and those folks, they're pushing the narrative that Elon Musk is running the government. Yeah, he's taking control of the government. This is the notion that is being put out there, that Elon Musk is somehow some fascist, he's some dictator, he's taking over the government, people are just losing their jobs. There's no rhyme to the reason. Brother, what do you think about this? Why is so many folks out there trying to protest against Elon Musk? How come they weren't protesting against Biden and them folks? You know what I'm saying? Why are they wasting their time on Elon?
Because these are the same people who voted against Trump in 2024. These are the same exact people who voted against Trump in 2024, and they saw the playbook back in 2016 when Donald Trump won with all the protests. They're doing the same exact garbage, and the media is willing to lie and cover for them. That's all this is. This is the same old junk, and Republicans aren't counter-protesting. See, they get away with it because Republicans aren't counter-protesting. When Republicans are counter-protesting, remember, they're terrified of another, guess what, January the 6th. Oh, no, not a January the 6th. Ah! So if they're scared of Republicans doing that, then Republicans need to start showing up and protest their stuff. This burning Elon Musk stuff down and stuff like this. No, and Elon need to hire some bodyguards who ain't got nothing better to do than whoop somebody hind part. He need to hire some thugs off the street, pay them to whoop hind part, be like, hey, look, check it out. I'm going to pay you $50,000, but if somebody run up on me, you beat the dog shit out of them and let them put Stomp Johnson on them. Stomp. But it goes to show you, I told people then, when Donald Trump won this election, they gonna change. They realized Donald Trump gonna win. The media went down to Mar-a-Lago. They done realized the media didn't change their spots. All they did was just cover a little bit of story until he got in office, and they done went full loco crazy. Full loco crazy. This time on Elon Musk. And I'm sorry. If I was Elon, I had me some armed guards. And I have it around my property. Try to set one of my cars on fire, you gonna get some fire put on you.
Absolutely.
Put that fire on you.
Yeah, because I think they arrested the arsonist, the person who torched 3 Tesla vehicles at a dealership. I think they arrested a person doing that. Elon Musk is getting a lot of folks trying to kill him, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of death threats right now. Apparently, from a credible source, they're saying that there's an assassin, and the assassin is from overseas looking for him and Trump, apparently. So, the liberals are throwing everything and the kitchen sink at Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Let me tell you, you got to be something if assassins are looking for you. You get what I'm saying? You got to be doing something right, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be doing something right. If liberals weren't going cuckoo crazy for Elon Musk and Donald Trump to get kicked out, I would think that there would be something going on. You get what I'm saying? But they're doing exactly what I think they would do, which is to go crazy and out of control because they're losing control. This is what happens when, these folks lose control. They just go crazy like this. But what I think, in a sense, is that Elon Musk, he needs to hire bodyguards, just like you said. He needs to have that security around him all the time, around his property, around his children, because that's what a lot of these idiots go for, is the children.
Yes.
That's the only way that he's going to feel safe. And he has to also understand that since he's stepped into this new world of politics in this realm, he's forever going to be, hunted. Right now, I don't think it's gonna ever go away. So he's gonna have to, adapt to that type of situation. You get what I'm saying? There's no way around it. He's just gonna have to deal with it. Trump is used to it. People want to kill him just for sitting on a toilet. So Trump is used to that type of stuff. Elon, he's not used to it, and you can tell by when he speaks on camera. Right, he looked nervous. That nervous laugh. They're looking around and stuff like that. He's not used to that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's not a soldier like that. He ain't used to, being prepared at all times. He needs to be prepared at all times. Last words.
To me personally, like I said, Elon need to have some personal security, and he does need to say, hey, look, they're attacking me. They're coming after my stuff. I need some protection for my equipment, for my places. We're an American company, and these are domestic terrorists. And let the FBI and CIA start watching these places. Take them field agents, those extra 7,500, $76,000 extra IRS agents, and make them watch these places. And if the prosecutors in those cities and states don't lock them up, lock up those prosecutors for conspiracy before the fact.
Yeah.
An accessory before the fact, because their inaction is making people do this. And since there's no people stopping it, lock them up.
Absolutely. We don't have the media saying, this is wrong. People shouldn't be doing this. They're not speaking like that. The media is not speaking about it at all. It's almost as if, ladies and gentlemen, they're sitting there grieving that they lost, and then they're giving these people the platform to, do this type of thing in a sense where they're showing it and they're not saying, yo, it's bad, or, police should be looking for these folks, or, hey, everybody should be looking out for such these type of people. They're not doing that at all. So that's where it's at right now. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button, make sure you do share. I want to speak to you guys about France wants to be an Indian giver. Yeah, France, they some Indian givers right now. They're saying that they want the Statue of Liberty back. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't playing. I want you guys to take a look at this when they come back. I want to speak about it. Here we go.
Something different. There is now a member of the European Parliament from France who does not think the U.S. represents the values of the Statue of Liberty anymore. They want the Statue of Liberty back. So is President Trump going to send the Statue of Liberty back to France?
Absolutely not. And my advice to that unnamed low-level French politician would be to remind them that it's only because of the United States of America that the French are not speaking German right now. So they should be very grateful to our great country.
Nous allons dire aux Américains deux choses. D'abord, rendez-nous la statue de la liberté.
Look at, yeah, see?
Cadeau. On vous en a fait cadeau.
Weak ass.
Mais apparemment, vous la méprisez. Alors elle sera très bien ici, chez nous. On en a marre d'en avoir une toute petite. On veut la grande. Et on veut le poème qu'il y a écrit.
Bow, and let me stop it right here. So there you go. You got a French politician. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we're nothing like our European allies. Let me tell you, we're nothing like them. The European men, they're feminized.
Sisters.
Yeah, they're pussies.
Big old
yeah, I ain't gonna play around with it. I just can't get around it. They're pussies. They're feminized. And I want people to understand that's how they want to turn American men. American men were patriarchal. I want the men to be men in this country. We're the last country of real men. You better stand up, right? Yeah, we're men who actually think like real men. That's hard to do for them. They have a female mentality, ladies and gentlemen. I want folks to understand that. They have a female mentality. The men over there do. They look like men. They have the male anatomy, but their mind thinks like a woman. That's why they do the stuff that they do. I want people to understand. The people who are doing this, who are saying stuff like this, they're going along with feelings and emotions. They're just like females.
Yep.
Women, it is very hard to get a solid commitment out of a lot of them nowadays because their commitment varies with their emotion. I want folks to understand it. That's why there's so many divorces and they're initiated by women. I want people to understand that. Women, in a sense, they 1 second, if they're feeling a certain emotion and they agree with you, yeah, they agree with you. But when that emotion changes, that agreement changes.
Yep.
See, men, I want folks to understand what real men do. If me and Jamal make an agreement, and I say, hey, Jamal, I'm going to come over to your house and cut your lawn every Wednesday. All right? And then on Tuesday, Jamal says, Jermain, you got a big head and your hairline is all the way to Tasmania. He's talking about my hairline being all the way back. Roasting me. If I was a female, what I do as a female, you know what I do? Because my emotions change because of what he said, I'd renege on my agreement with him.
And go get you a lace front.
Yeah, and I'll go and I'll be mad and cussing him out. But because I'm a man, no matter what my emotions are, I'ma still hold our agreement up. And this is kind of like our European allies. Yeah, they're just like females. And trust me, when a woman says, yeah, I agree to this, she really means it until her emotions change. And then the whole agreement changes. And if you're a man, you know what it is. Women are allowed to change their gosh darn mind anytime they want. Trust me, men know. It makes them angry. Last words here, sir. Any last words? What do you think about this here? I didn't give you a chance to respond. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing, and they was right. If it wasn't for America, y'all be doing the goose step jig. Y'all be sitting up there saying "Mon Führer" like you were saying before. Because France was split. Germany was split in two. Once Hitler had took it, he had Vichy France and occupied France.
Yep.
Vichy France was the lower part. But they can ask for it all they want. Trump would turn around and tell them, I'll turn you into a state.
You know, they can, but they will not get it. They will not get it. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Make sure you do. Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about Don Lemon. Oh yeah, he was on Bill Maher, and a lot of folks have stuff to say about what he said. He spoke about black Trump supporters. And he spoke about a lot. But there's a couple of things I want to show you guys. Couple things here. First one up here, I want to show you guys this clip here. He speaks about black Trump supporters and Trump supporters alike. I want you guys to take a look at this. Here we go. Make sure you share. Help us out.
When I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying, it is the shortest line to the front.
Don Lemon went on Bill Maher's podcast, and here he is once again just being a racist dullard.
It's the same thing that when I see, not all black Republicans, but when I see a black MAGA person who is carrying Donald Trump's water and they know that he's lying, it is the shortest line to the front. Because if you're black and you're whatever, you're just in line with a bunch of other Democrats that are doing the same thing that you're doing. But if you become a black MAGA person, it's like, whoa, let's book this person, let's put him on television.
So you don't think you can be a sincere black MAGA person?
No, I just said, I don't think that, I just said, I think there can be sincere Republicans.
But you can't be a sincere black Republican?
I don't think that you can be a rational MAGA, be black and be a rational MAGA person. I think you can be black and be a Republican.
I think they would find that very insulting.
All right. Let's
bow. So I want to go ahead and stop it right there. Shout out to Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin, you came a long way, let me tell you. You've came a long way. Brother, what do you think about that first clip there? So he's speaking about black Republicans, black MAGA Republicans. He doesn't think that, they could be taken seriously. He basically thinks there's something wrong with black folks like me and you. You get what I'm saying? If we're voting for the Democrats, apparently we're fine then, right? But if we vote for the Republicans, especially if we vote for Trump and being a Trump Republican, gosh darn it, there's something wrong with us. What do you think to this?
Jermaine, one thing about black folk, and he is black, they always try to tear you down in a way white people will delegitimize you. And it's all because that's why when you look at a lot of these black folk that come say, get that bag, bro. Yeah, I understand. Get that bag. I'm with you, yo. Make your money the way you do. They try to say stuff like that to delegitimize you, to make it look like this is a hustle like you don't believe. Because they just cannot believe everybody ain't sitting there waiting, sitting like, ooh, the Democrat Party gonna give me some. The Democrat Party gonna give me some. Because black folk look stupid. The dumbest race looking right now is the black community.
Yep.
People have watched the gay community jump up, get what they want. Latinos get what they want. And black folks still begging for stuff we supposed to have back in the 1970s.
Mm.
And he's part of the problem.
Yep.
And you know what? Somebody need to say, how you gonna say that? You go home sucking on a white MAGA every day.
Yup.
A white MAGA putting meat shank in you. Every night you in the shower, there's some man coming up behind you with a big old MAGA stick and pumping.
Yeah, he's jumping for that MAGA stick at home. You get what I'm saying? He probably role playing with a MAGA hat with his loved one. Shoot, Don Lemon is nuts. He's wild. This is the type of thought process that comes from liberal blacks. They believe that if you're black and you vote Republican, there's something wrong with you. Hey, don't you know that those type of white folks enslaved us? Those type of white folks are racist, right? They're racist.
Beyond.
It's the biggest way to divide people by pushing racism. The biggest way to get people from voting what I call for the light and the truth is by shaming them. And this is what they try to do, is shame black folks. Hey, you know, if you don't vote for, Democrats, black people are going to be put back, and black this and black that, and everything else has to be black, bliggity, black.
Mm-hmm.
They can't understand that there's black Americans out there who are rational. They think for themselves, right? They're not into all that liberal jazz into color, and they're responsible. It's hard for them to see that. And when you are that type of black person, you know what they call you?
Coon.
They call you a coon. They call you white. You know how many times I've been called white by other black folks because of my vernacular, the way that I speak, the way that I sound, right? My previous professions. You go ahead and I let them know, oh, you were a correctional. He's white. Look, you were an officer, right, Jermain?
Yep.
Yeah, Jermain white. That's the way they do it. That's the way black folks do it. You gonna let them know you were in law enforcement before and you're black, they won't trust you with a piece of chicken. Let me tell ya. Black folks have been looking at you while you're eating chicken. Ain't trying to give you not one piece because they believe you're white. So this type of thing that he does is what I want to rid here in America. I want to get rid of it. Because all it does is put down young black Americans who would, in a sense, be good, productive citizens, but they turn away from that because, ladies and gentlemen, of the riffraff of folks like this. I want people to understand that. There's good black Americans out there who get shunned away from, doing what's right and being good because of the things that Don Lemon says. And especially if you're in a, black school, in a black organization, ask Jamal, he'll let you know. Those black folks hound you to death. They certainly do. Last words on this here, sir.
You know what, Jermaine? This is just the same old thing of Don Lemon makes money from Democrats and liberals to keep black people in line. This is it's a money scheme and a money grub. Like I said, they try to humiliate us, they try to destroy us, so we can't live or make success. And at the end of the day, their job is to make the Democrat Party know they got a bunch of votes that they can always get to. That's why they do what they do to the black community, and they get paid for it.
Yep.
Let me say that again. All these black all these black Democrats that come out here, blah blah this, blah blah blah. All of them are paid and paid well to keep it from going. That's what black folk do. They will tear each other down so we won't represent a side or opinion they don't have.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, there's another video here, you guys, that I want to show you. It deals with Don Lemon as well. He has a certain political theory that I want you guys to hear. When I come back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys share. All right? Here we go.
They're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
He went on Maher's podcast. We showed you a clip yesterday. And just listen to how this man is an idiot.
People love AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell.
People love
and the like.
AOC,
and I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, who they're asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't.
But
she's
AOC,
very far left.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that. Because because people will vote for AOC and Donald Trump on the same ticket. Because they're authentic. No, because they're authentic.
I don't think that Don.
I think you're wrong about that.
What people like about people like Trump and Fetterman is because it's irrelevant to her life.
But you don't know her life.
I know that being a gorgeous woman who I wouldn't even know was Hispanic in a city that has 1 million Hispanics and does not treat them badly.
But that doesn't mean she doesn't struggle. That doesn't mean that she was set down.
It implies it.
But that doesn't mean that she was set down in a Hispanic ghetto in the Bronx and had to deal with that growing up, and that she's come from a working class family.
It implies it implies that in some way she's behind the 8 ball because of that, and it's just not true. And so
I don't know if she's behind the 8 ball, but I don't think she's as privileged as many people who are in Congress right now.
Is that privileged or not? She was a bartender.
Yeah.
So I was a delivery boy.
But I'm saying sometimes, Bill, you don't agree with Donald Trump's policies.
No.
But that's what the people want.
Some of them.
Whether you like her or not, I don't like what she did with Amazon in New York. But I think AOC she's a Democratic icon.
Well, she's the wrong. If you think that's the direction the country, the Democratic.
I'm not saying the policies that she espouses that's the direction, but I'm saying that you have to give the people who are out front speaking for the party, not the people who are.
If you think
she's evolving,
yeah, she's evolving,
and
as we all are,
and she is moving into
right.
She understands the game a little bit more, and if you notice, she is sort of becoming a sort of normal kind of Democrat in many ways. Yes. I think she's
okay, great.
She's a very smart tactic. She's very smart.
Let's get behind that.
Wow, and I'm gonna stop it right there. Now, even with all the weed smoking that Bill Maher was doing, and Bill Maher was smoking a little ass joint there. He's still smarter than Don Lemon. Even him being high, let me tell you, still smarter than Don Lemon. Brother, what do you think? He's talking about people like AOC, people like Jasmine Crockett, I mean, he was saying stuff that was making my mind flip. What do you think about this here?
Well, what I think about it is this. Jermaine, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, what I think about is the same craziness. It's just the same craziness over and over and over again, doing the same thing. These people come, they attack, and expect no one not to push back. Nothing new. It's the same old mess. And what Don Lemon pushes is the same crap. He pushes it because he gets paid from it. He gets paid to keep blacks in a certain way in a certain area. That's why he comes. That's why they bring him on panel lists with all these blacks, because he's paid to do that.
He is. He is paid to do that. And I also think too here, let me go ahead and pull this up here. I also think that, folks like Don Lemon spewing stuff like this, these folks are living in a different reality. They're not living in the same reality as us. People like Jasmine Crockett, people like AOC. AOC is becoming a normal. I mean, what the heck is he talking about? It's not. He's not living in a normal reality at all, and you can tell just by the stuff he's saying. These are the type of folks, ladies and gentlemen, who are trying to run your life. Folks like Don Lemon, and let me tell you, that is absolutely scary. It is. Brother, you had something to say here?
What people have to understand, the Democrat Party, and I don't know if we'll have time to play this clip.
Yeah, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. That'll be our last one. It'll be our next one.
What people don't understand, the Democrat Party don't want to let go of what they did wrong. The Democrat Party don't want to let go of what they did wrong. And people like Don Lemon don't want to let go of what they did wrong. They lost an election, and they still think they lost it because they weren't radical enough. There was a poll that came out. The poll that came out said, Democrats are unhappy. 77% of Democrats want them to fight Republicans and just be the opposition. Okay, that sounds good, but you got moderates in your party. You got moderates. And those moderates are like, whoa, y'all are off the reservations. And they have to be punished in the polls. They have to be punished at the voting booth. He just wants to keep what the Democrats was running on in 2024. They believe that they didn't get their message out. They don't believe it's their message.
Yeah.
They believe they can get their message out when the problem is their message.
Absolutely. It's their message. You just can't get around it. And somebody who points that out, the perfect timing, brother, let me tell you. Last but not least, our final segment, we're going to speak to you about Stephen A. Smith. He has something to say about the Democrats, and let me tell you something that's very, very, very important. I want people to see it. I really do. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Democrats' favorability drops to a record low. Take a look at this. Make sure you guys share. Here we go.
Gantz, maybe you should present us with options of what to vote for. Just a thought. I mean, my God, are you okay, Michael, with me suggesting that? Are you okay with me, Sherry, suggesting that? Rashawn, Galen, and all of the bunch of leftists that's under my umbrella trying to act like they're independents when they're full of it? I'm talking about my old damn staff. I can say it with love and affection because I don't mind. I'm a centrist. I think my man Rashawn is a centrist. The rest of these damn people working for me, I mean, what left-wing party are you associated with? I mean, you got to believe this stuff. You got to listen to it to hear it. I'm going to say it again. Rather than come to folks with what to vote against, how about telling us what we should vote for? Because you see, I'm no fan of Chuck Schumer. I'm no fan of Chuck Schumer, but he wasn't wrong here. Didn't you know that when a government shutdown takes place, whatever party supports the government shutdown is who gets blamed? It don't even matter how right you are. You could have very salient points. You don't like Trump and them cutting U.S. aid program, DEI programs. You don't like what they're suggesting. You don't approve of his position with the war in Ukraine. You don't approve of him schmoozing with Vladimir Putin in Russia. You're wondering what was all of this talk about in inflation and the economy. What have you really done to address it? You got a $37 trillion budget, which he contributed to, by the way, because he spent a lot of money when he was president number 45. It wasn't like it was just the Democrats spending, it was him too. And you're talking about holding them accountable for all of that. Fair. You're talking about him and the immigration policy, and you're talking about targeting criminals, but we're talking about a 10-year-old that I just finished asking Border Czar Tom Homan about the other day that was being deported back to Mexico, even though she's a U.S. citizen, blah, 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 blah. All of these things you want to point to. I'm not even saying you might not be right. What I'm saying is, if you're the Democrats, it ain't gonna work for you. You know why? Because you done messed up. And your objective should be recapturing a trust that you once had from folks on the left. In order to do that, you're gonna have to be aligned and unified and start preaching about what's important to the American people instead of what you think the American people should find important. See the difference? Want me to try that again, Michael? Want me to try that again, Sherry? I'm just saying. You got to be about preaching about what's important to the American people and what they care about instead of telling them what they should care about. You know why you can't make that argument anymore? Because you had your chance. You had President Biden up in that office. You knew he wasn't the same. You knew there was shrinkage that kicked in mentally. You knew that people were talking about him being incapacitated. This was before the debate on June 27th. You knew it. And they got you on camera chanting for 4 more years for a dude that was approaching 82 years of age that would have been in office until he was 86, assuming he got there. You didn't even think he was going to make it. And God bless him, I hope he does. But what you did was say, let's just get him through the election because the rest of us is running the government anyway. The trust of the American people were compromised. I'm a black man. You know how many times I get tired of this not being mentioned? How racism and things pertinent to a community that makes up 13.5% of our population was shoved to the wayside, and it wasn't even for the LGBTQ plus community as a whole. You were focusing on transgender rights, more so than you were focusing on black people. You took them for granted. The Hispanics with the borders. Do you know that I know more Hispanic folks that wanted closed borders more than wanted open borders?
Bow.
Latinos in this country.
And I want to stop it right here. I want to stop it right here. I want to stop it right here. Fire! OMG. Straight up fire. That's what happens when a black man get tired. You get what I'm saying? When he get tired of the riff-raff, he get tired of the BS, get tired. I mean, straight up, tired. Brother, what do you think about what he's saying here? Do you agree with Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah. What he said was what people were saying after the election. Black men walked away. A lot of black men walked away. Not enough, but the percentage rose because we was tired of it. Hispanics. People think Hispanics want murderous Hispanic gangs running around them because they're Hispanic. Yo, Chico, I like you, man. Kill more Hispanic, man. No, nobody wants that. But that's what the Democrat Party thinks. Everybody is you my brother. So since you my brother, I'm down for you. No, people got tired. People said the Democrat Party is not doing what they're supposed to be. We don't want anything to do. And that's the Democrat Party can't accept that they suck. Nobody wants to be around them, not because the way they message, it's the message.
Yeah.
If I doo-doo in a box and wrap it up in wrapping, and then take another one, wrap it up in tape, it ain't the way I wrap the box, it's that inside the box is doo-doo. Simple and plain.
Yeah.
It ain't how I wrap the doo-doo. It's what's inside.
It's gosh darn doo-doo.
And people saw that. And people who are trying to get the Democrat Party to come back to the middle, Democrats won't do it. Because people forgot, and he mentioned in that video, Obama deported more people than Trump.
Did.
Hold it. Now, two things. He didn't deport. You would come, he would turn you back around. They call that a deportation. They would count that. That was called, that's what they was doing. Barack Obama, people, you come across, I go, kalacha, kokalacha, I go, kala. And they would be like, akutalacha, kukalacha, you better go back. Deportation. And they will count that. But still, Barack Obama always said, you don't tell people what you're going to do, especially on the most controversial issues. That's why when you got all these Democrats, I'm a centrist, I'm a moderate, when they running during the election, what do they do once the election over? How are they acting when the election over? They're acting they support and help prop up the radicals. You ain't heard too much more about John Fetterman, have you? You ain't seen no John Fetterman stands against the liberal left, have you?
Nope.
Because he always was liberal loon. He just wanted to hide amongst it to make you think he was okay, but he was a liberal loon.
Yep. And that's how most of them get in. Just like you say, they're chameleons. They'll go and act like they have some sense. You get what I'm saying, Jamal? Yeah, act like they're responsible. They have some sense. And once they get in there, it's like, who's crazier?
Yep.
They play who's crazier, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen A. Smith does a fantastic job in describing the climate of a lot of companies right now. He spoke to his staff. He's saying, hey, most of his staff is gosh darn liberals. And they're activists.
He sure did.
That's what he said. They're activists and they're liberal. And they make up a lie and say that they're independent, right? They claim that they're independent. But they're liberal.
Big liberals.
And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, they do things that are not good for society. This is what he points out. He's tired of it. He wants people to come to work and leave your politics on the side. But what we're starting to figure out is that politics is kind of like your religion in a sense, where you can't divorce that person from it. Yet we're starting to see that wherever you go, you bring that person politics, that type of influences with them.
Yep.
And for us to get to a better society, we have to learn how to, balance the two. And the folks on the liberal left, they don't know how to balance it very well. They don't. They're like their mama. They wear their heart on their sleeve. And when you live your life like that, you go ask a lot of people who live their life with their heart on their sleeve. They got a lot of pain in their life. Everything is gosh darn painful.
Yes.
We need to start thinking, being rational, being able to emotionally balance ourselves, right? I know. Yeah, emotional management. That's a hard one. And once we do that, we'll be able to see clear and think clear. But without doing those things, we're left to what's going on, which is not good. So I wanted people to see that. It's a very, very good clip. If you want to watch the entirety of it, you go to, I think you can go to ESPN and you can find it there. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody and their mamas for coming out, hanging out with us. Brother, I want to also thank you so much for coming out, hanging out with us tonight. Any last words for our good crowd here, sir?
Well, it just goes to show you, Jermaine, that the Democrat Party is just as radical. They're not going to change, and there's a choice. If you want to leave the crazy left, because if they get back in power, they're going to come after the children to try to, do what they do. They're going to try to push the radical stuff that you don't want. People not talking about the egg prices are going down. Price of eggs going down.
Yeah, it is, though.
I've seen it. And this is throughout this tariff war. Stuff is going down. So, another great show. Thank you, Jermaine, for having me. I started feeling a little bit tired, but I'm like, got to fight it off. But great show, Jermaine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I want to thank you so much as well for coming on here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know it's kind of late, but, we always run pretty late here on Wednesdays. I'd like to thank everybody for sharing, hitting that like button, for everybody who donated as well. We love you. We want to thank you so much. All right? So with that being said, you guys take care. Have a very, very good night, and I'll catch you guys here later with another edition of Conservative Nation. You guys take care, and peace.
Oh man, it's the chronic.